Hey everyone, this is Tim Brands again with iBusiness Solutions. Thank you so much for signing up and downloading the business hierarchy model. I want to give you a deeper dive into this great tool that I first used over 15 years ago. It is one of my favorite tools for any project related to data, business metrics, and analytics. Recently, after a 90-minute whiteboard session working through this tool with a client, the controller said, "You are actually making sense out of our business." We routinely receive comments like this from our clients, and I want you to hear comments like this as well. So let's take a look at the business hierarchy model. Every organization has natural business hierarchies around which that business is structured, managed, and reported on. The business hierarchy model visually represents these hierarchies, the major data attributes, and the performance measures needed to effectively communicate, influence, and anticipate what is happening in your business. For example, let's look at time. In a typical time hierarchy, we may have hours, day parts, days, months, quarters, years, and finally we can look at our data across all of time. As we define hierarchies, we may discover important attributes, so we can begin to capture these at the appropriate level of each hierarchy. In this case, attributes for the day of week and a holiday flag. Then we go on to our next hierarchy, such as geography. In this case, we start our geography hierarchy at postal code and go up from there, including an attribute on county for metropolitan statistical area. And your business may have any number of hierarchies, such as organization, products, customers, employees, and many more. Once defined, the business hierarchy model simplifies the complexity of your business and data, and very early on in your project, the model helps you to effectively communicate with business stakeholders and your IT project team on your project size, scope, priorities, and much, much more. So let's take a look at a few examples of actual business hierarchy models. The first thing you'll notice with this business hierarchy model for higher education is that it is very large, 24 hierarchies. We did this as one large hierarchy model because this was used to define an enterprise data model for the state of Minnesota's higher education system. Obviously, not all hierarchies are going to apply to all data. As a result of this project, we actually started creating business hierarchy models by subject area, so now often many of our clients end up with multiple hierarchy models based on subject area. I do want to highlight a couple of things with this hierarchy model. First of all, we have a hierarchy here for time and a second hierarchy called year term. Essentially what this is it's a calendar year perspective on time versus a fiscal year perspective on time. Many organizations have calendar versus fiscal year, or maybe they have two ways of looking at time because they want to roll days up into months for financial data, but then roll days up into weeks for operational data, such as production, shipments, etc. Another one I want to highlight here is institution type and the institution control hierarchies. In this case, we have institution at the bottom of both of these hierarchies, but rolling up two different ways depending on what data you're looking at and in which way you want to look at it. There's a lot more that could be talked about here, but let's move on and take a look at another example. This financial services hierarchy model crosses the sales, HR, and finance departments of our client organization. A couple of quick highlights from this model. First of all, we have the sales organization hierarchy and the HR organization hierarchy. These organizations were massive with up to 14 levels of management above the producer. In addition, these were ragged hierarchies, meaning the number of levels above any single producer could vary. Rather than trying to capture all of the complexity of these hierarchies in this model, which again, this model is intended to reduce the complexity of the data, we took a simple modeling approach to these two hierarchies here, and then we expanded on the requirements for these hierarchies in another document. Another thing we did here, which we've done on occasion, is we color-coded the hierarchies based on the releases of the application and which hierarchies were going to be delivered in each release. This was an easy and effective way to manage expectations across our three stakeholder departments regarding what analytics could be performed with each release. And finally, this business hierarchy model is the standard hierarchy model for the retail industry in our business analytics product called the IB League. If you're interested in the IB League, you can find more information on the website shown right here. While each retail business may have its uniqueness, most retail businesses can fit within the definition of this business hierarchy model or possibly a slight variation of it. We have proven this model works for retail businesses ranging from a 3-location salon and spa company that is analyzing transaction level detail each and every week, to the 400 location Association of Taco John's franchisees, which is analyzing brand performance in annual benchmark studies. So the examples that I've used here for hierarchy models across various industries, but also I wanted to highlight different ways you can use the hierarchy model based on your needs. It's very adaptable. In the template of the business hierarchy model that you downloaded, there's a worksheet titled Usage Instructions with additional tips and tricks on identifying the information necessary to fill out one of these models. I highly recommend you read through the usage instructions. However, if you still do have questions, please email us at info@ibusiness-solutions.com. This email address can also be found in the page footer of the template you just downloaded. Well, that's it. I hope you find great value in the business hierarchy model, and check back for more tools from the Intelligent Business program that we will be making available.